Hello and welcome to the Illuminating Crossroads community. Today we're going to be doing a video for Aquarius risings for the upcoming new moon in Gemini. That's taking place on June 6th, 2024. So I already picked the cards, so I'm going to put them over to the side so we can hop right in. So we have these two cards to begin with, and these are representing what is desiring renewal. So we have the Ten of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So I do want to say that when I was pulling the cards, well, one, there was a lot of cards that wanted to come out, but it was so interesting because everything was just like face up, like boom, right in front of you. And I don't look at the cards or don't necessarily want to, but it was just funny because they were just like all coming for the most part like upright, and I was like, okay, interesting. So I just wanted to share that because, you know, I feel like that adds to sometimes the energies of what we're reading about. So just thinking about that which is desiring renewal, in thinking of the Ten of Swords, I like this depiction of the Ten of Swords within this specific deck, because you can see that this person, instead of the typical like 10 swords in the back, person laying on the ground, and it's like, you know, sometimes becoming so defeated by the mind, or finally choosing to release the swords and not hold that within the body physically anymore. But here we have the birds representing those swords, if you will, flying up above, and it's beautiful because in regards to thinking of where the renewal might be taking place, there is renewal in perception and inviting a higher perception in what is being experienced, and also in maybe what you're wanting to create and to collaborate within, because we have the Three of Pentacles here, and Three of Pentacles is very much like supporting within group space or working with another to make a creation within this physical plane. So maybe that which is desiring renewal can be in a creative space. If you're an Aquarius rising, anyways, this is happening, this new moon, I should say, is happening in your fifth house, using whole sign houses and tropical astrology. So fifth house can be like about our creativity, sensuality, sexuality. It could be like intimacy as well. But really thinking about, like, since Three of Pentacles came out, like what projects you may be desiring to create, and a renewal in perception of like maybe thinking of like how you can come about like grounding this into the physical plane, to I don't want to say like to, I guess to make there be a feeling of like, oh wait, no, like I got this, I can do this, like, and also thinking of like new, in that higher perspective, like new perceptions in regards to working with others or another as well. So these next two cards are what actions can support with planting these new intentions. So here we have Judgment, and then we have the Sun. So this is really beautiful in regards to like thinking of, so Judgment I always see as like this point of like truly making a choice to invite like infusion of more of soul into personality, into expression within this human experience. So it is reversed. So just thinking as far as actions that can be taken, if there are things that are still being held within, maybe just thinking of like criticism of the self, of not being able to have had a fullness of whatever that's desiring expression. This is a great time to really just, I feel like just having a bit more compassion towards the self. And I'm going to flip this up. And inviting, I almost want to say like, I feel like barriers dropping in what it means to allow for support in that which you're desiring to create. Because I don't like, I'm just thinking of like these like maybe solo ventures or solo things that you've tried to do, and how much openness have you invited like socially to have support from others within what it is that is desiring to be expressed. And also taking actions in ways that you're, sorry for the noise if you can hear that, but taking, I don't know what that is, taking actions in ways that are inviting fullness of knowing that like this is what you actually want to create and do, and in doing that thing, of course planting the seeds of intention for it at this time. But as the lunation phase, the gestation period, you know, goes about its own cycle, inviting more like openness, but with awareness, to allow for connection and more infusion of like that which is desired to be lit up, to guide you, and to also like trust the self as well, and to be able to find maybe a new relationship within trusting others in which you're partnering with, if you've happened to like had like wounds in the past when it came to working with others. So these two cards are what shadows want to be integrated at this time. So we have Child, Eternal, which is so beautiful because we have the sun. All right, so it says light attributes determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Shadow attributes inability to grow up, be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. Interesting. And then addict, that's addict. Okay, light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Shadow attributes compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So with these shadows that are desiring to be integrated, I'm so happy this card came out. But yeah, so it's interesting in regards to this other perspective of like maybe even having extreme dependency upon another to ground into physical reality of what you're desiring, or to even feel secure in what you're doing. So definitely bringing awareness and reflecting on if that is the case for self, and if so, then what is the tie to this dependency? Like what are you afraid of in being able to like bring about more independence for yourself to forge forward with these creative endeavors, if that is even the realm that you're going towards, or just applying it to whatever it is that you personally are working towards. And then also finding, I think just because these two come out, like finding this, like it's almost like that the eternal like child of like almost that like, you know, courageousness sometimes, or like that curiosity that we have when we're kids, and before the point of like when, I don't know, when like fear or like worry or things can begin to really sink in, like tapping back into that like essence of like just meeting everything as it is instead of the way that the mind is shifting it to be in perception. And then just inviting awareness to where there may be things that I guess I'm getting the word like obsessive and just thinking like for like addictive, but if there's things that you're a bit more obsessive over in like completing or doing, how can you notice if in these patterns or of like trying to like just like keep this going, but it's not like in a like whatever it may be, if you're continuing to pour in or to continue to do these things and they're not necessarily in a supportive fashion that's actually adding to the lightness within your life, and it's causing like a restriction or really like a crutch that is becoming so dependent upon, how can you invite like more honesty with the self and be with an integrity to like acknowledge some of these patterns that have been playing out and really like hone in on and focus on what it is that you actually want to ground into or really shift at the time of this new moon in Gemini. So next, the two cards we have are animal spirit advice for moving through these current energies. All right, so we have brown bear spirit, take time out, which is interesting because that came out in the last group. And then we have set healthy boundaries as well. So in regards to this, if this energy does have to if it does include like other people, then it might be supportive as you're moving through this time to invite a sense of awareness within taking yourself like out of the situation to really perceive it for its fullness. So to really reflect and to gather the wisdom of which is being presented at this time so that you can make a shift and you can make a change. And in working with others and even just like inviting more infusion of awareness between like soul and personality. Hopefully that's still in the thing. I think I can move this here too. Perfect. Okay, so that I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, for the healthy boundaries, it's just making me think of judgment. And like I almost want to say in regards to like not being like not being so infused with all these things that are taking place outside of you, and remembering the uniqueness in which you are, so you can have these healthy boundaries of like, yes, letting the guard down if that part of the reading resonated with you in regards to like walls that may have been up and what it means to like work with another, but like not just like completely dropping the walls to where like there's no sense of boundaries between you and another. So just like really being mindful of that as you move through the energies so that you're not entangling yourself with maybe like addictive codependent behaviors, if you will, and really inviting groundedness within having a healthy foundation in self and knowing where you begin and where someone else ends, for lack of better words. Okay, so that is all I have for this reading. So I do hope that it was supportive, and I'd love to hear any thoughts or comments below if these are any energies that spoke to you. And as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. And I do hope that you are able to work with this new moon in Gemini to its fullest potential, so that you can reseed and shift this space within life to where you can find more of that sun essence, more of that playfulness, that joy, and just meeting each moment with newness, with freshness, to be the embodiment of this light. So yeah, so with that being said, I hope you take care, be well, and I look forward to when our paths cross again. Thank you so much. Sending you many blessings and so much love. Bye.